director's cut. Man, that kid's film got really dark at the end there, didn't it? Oh, hello, my name is Fu Manchu. Well, I really like Vin Diesel a lot. Now, that said, I probably don't like him near as much as my wife does, if you know what I mean. But anyways, yeah, I really like him a lot. And he's played a couple of characters over the years that I absolutely adore. And one of them is this guy right here, the Iron Giant. And yeah, Mr. Diesel's voice was absolutely perfect for this giant hulking robot. And that movie is one of my all-time favorites, and I really wish it existed on Blu-ray, but as far as I know, it doesn't exist on Blu-ray at all. I really wish it would. Come on, guys, put it out on Blu-ray if it doesn't exist already. And if it does, don't make it so obscure so that it doesn't, I can't find it here in the white world. Anyways, the other character that he's played that I absolutely love is Riddick from Pitch Black. Yeah, when he first appeared in Pitch Black, I remember really wishing that a toy company somewhere out there would make some toys based on, the characters in that movie. Because I really wanted a Riddick 2-pack, one that would come with like one of those monsters that came out at night, those things are really cool looking. And I wanted Carolyn, the main girl who, pretending to be the pilot of the ship and blah, blah, blah. And just any of the characters from that movie, I would have taken any of them. But I especially wanted a Riddick figure. And alas, it was not to be. Nobody ever made a Riddick figure. And, you could buy, like, custom heads and stuff like that and make your own, but I never really thought, it would be perfect because you need a good body for it and blah, blah, blah. And, I just never did that. But, after all these years, I finally have in my grubby doll hands a Riddick figure, and oh man, does it look awesome. Now, the company that made it is called Art Figure, or Art Figures. I don't know if it's Art Figures or Art Figure. I think it's just Art Figure. But anyways, I'm no slouch when it comes to them. I've known about them for years, and they actually made one of my all-time favorite figures that I own, especially even to this day. I still own it. If I still own it, that means I love it. But anyways, yeah, they made a figure that I absolutely love, and it's one of my all-time favorites, like I said, and it looks a little something like this. Now, I'm a huge Judge Dredd fan from years back. I mean, really, for a long time. Ever since I first picked up my first Judge Dredd comic in 2008 comic, I have been a fan of his for years. And when Art Figures announced that they would be making this, I had to have it. And you know what? Getting it in hand, this figure is absolutely amazing. I mean, seriously, they captured the look of the Carl Urban movie perfectly. This is amazing. Now, I will say this. Dressing him is a pain, but hey, who cares? As long as you get them all together and you dedicate the time to doing it, it's going to look pretty good when you're done. Now, the only gripe that I had with this figure is the following. If you take off his mask, you don't get his full head. It's like got a plug that plugs the helmet on, so I guess it won't come off. But you don't get a cool, unmasked Judge Dredd head, which, of course, you never see Judge Dredd's face, but you do see Carl Urban's unmasked head at the beginning of the movie, in the shadows or whatever like that, so you can see what his hair looks like and junk. But I really like Carl Urban a lot. He's one of my favorite actors too, and I really wanted a Carl Urban head to go with this figure, so that was a little bit of a disappointment. But Art Figures has recently announced that they'll be selling this figure again in more comic book colors, like blue and gold or yellow or whatever you want to call it, and it looks amazing. But one of the things that comes with is actually a Carl Urban head. So at least with this new version, you don't have to imagine what Judge Dredd looks like underneath his helmet, and that is cool. It almost looks like it's the exact same head, but with, like, his ears fully sculpted and a hairpiece. It's what it looks like. It almost looks like you can take the hairpiece off and then put the helmet on. But that's so cool. The only thing that sucks is this figure's going to be limited to 300, so if any of you get it and don't want this head, let me know. But anyways, I really think that's awesome. Now, aside from that Dredd figure, Art Figures has made some really awesome ones over the years, but when I saw the following thing that I'm about to review go up for pre-order, I was like, oh my god, I gotta have that! And as soon as it became available, I jumped on one! So today's review will be on the following! Today's review will be on the Art Figures AF-018, I guess, Boy Black. And no, it's not Little Boy Blue, it is Vin Diesel as Riddick. Check that out, and that is a photo of the actual figure. And I love how they strategically put that strap there over the arm joint so you can't see where the armpit joint would be. That looks so amazing, and this figure looks so cool. Look how they hid that one too. Oh, it's so cool, because yeah, that's the actual figure you get, and that looks so neat. I like their little Star Trek symbol over there. That's what it looks like. But anyways, there's the front of the box there, looking very cool indeed. Down the side of the box, you'll just see there's a warning there saying, Riddick will kill you, no matter what he gets in his hand, even a teacup. But anyways, let's look at the back of the box, shall we? So here's the back of the the box, and as you can see, it's another production shot of the figure there, looking amazing. You can see the arm joints a little bit better there. And this figure just looks so cool, just in these photos alone. As you can see there, it's got the little thing, says, "There's going to be one speed, mine." Which, this figure is based on the Chronicles of Riddick, you know, the way he looks in that. But you can pretend it's pitch black because, hey, he pretty much dressed the same. But as you can see behind him, what is that? It's just, I don't know what that is. But it says Boy Black, and it's got their website and blah, blah, blah. It's got a little seal of, I guess, so you know it hasn't been opened there. Very cool. It says Art Figures across that, and it looks very awesome indeed. So let's look at the front of the package one more time. So here's the front of the package for the very last time, and like I said, this is based on the second movie, The Chronicles of Riddick, and it is very awesome, and they got his outfit down pat. A lot of people say they wish that he would have came with the little robe thing, because he wore that for quite a while in the movie, but it's really okay that he doesn't have it, but still, it would have been a neat addition. But when you see what he is included with, I think you'll be happy with it. So I say we waste no more time, and I say we open it! Now, the side flap is held on by a magnet. There are two magnets inside there, so when you open it up, you will find a third awesome picture of the figure, and that is so cool. And down here you'll see all his accessories. Oh, very awesome indeed. Check that out. There's no blurb whatsoever because this is an unlicensed figure and stuff like that. But hey, who cares? Because the pictures of the figures speak for themselves. I mean, that is so cool. Over here, you'll see the figure is covered up with foam. And you have to be really careful because all these little accessories can fall out. Because I already snuck a peek at the figure and one of his little blade things had fallen down to the bottom of the box. So you have to be very careful. So I would open this laying down. So let's look underneath this foam and see what we see. So, when you remove the foam, you will find a truly awesome Riddick figure. Yep, Dexter killed him too, put a bag over his head. But you know what? He still looks amazing. Over here by his head, you'll see a little cut out circle. That's where his goggles are. Over here, you'll see his fisted hands, and then you've got some weapon-holding hands, some extra pegs. And people have said online that these break pretty easy, so be very careful. I suggest heating up the hands with a blow dryer or something. But anyways, there's the little dagger thing that he has, and then down here you'll see some handcuffs. Very cool. There's his bladed weapons that he uses in the movie, and then over here you'll see a bigger weapon there, and then over here you'll see the figure, and then that right there is his harness thing with his little breather pack or whatever it is goes on his back, and that looks amazing. So I say we pull him out and stand him up. What do you say? So here's Boy Black, or Riddick as I want to call him, stood fresh out of the package, and he looks absolutely amazing. Check that out. If that's not Vin Diesel, then who is it? Because he looks amazing. And look at that. I mean, I think they got his body type right. A lot of people say that he's too thin, you know, in the arms and stuff. But come on, man. Jeez, don't nitpick it so much. It's really awesome. Go back to the time when I wanted a pitch black figure and it never existed. I'm happy with this. This looks so good. And it's affordable, too. I mean, seriously, it's not as much as a Hot Toys figure. And it looks just as good in my opinion. But anyways, there's his face looking very cool. We'll look at it up close here in a second. And then there's his shirt looking very, very cool. It's not just plain material. As you can see, they copied the style that he wore in the movie. There's his little bracers or whatever on his arms. Now, these hands right here have bendable fingers. So you can, like, bend the fingers in any position you want. Now, I'll probably put on his weapon-holding hands. Now, I'm not going to put them all together in this video. There's plenty of reviews of this guy if you want to see them all put together. But I am just going to show you the parts. This looks so cool. But, yeah, like I said, I'll probably give him the weapon-holding hands and give him those little clawed, you know, curved weapons that he uses. But this just looks so, so good. Awesome indeed. They got his pants absolutely perfect there. Very cool. Now, the only drawback to this figure is no stand, as you can see. He's not called John Blake. Yeah, no stand at all. That kind of sucks, you know, because after a while you start to run out of stands and you need to buy more. But this is awesome. You got a little string on your back there, Riddick. But, yeah, look at that. It's so cool. I even like the way they did his, you can see like his spine or his backbone or whatever there. That's kind of cool. Very cool indeed. This thing looks amazing. Now, let's see what accessories he has, because it's worth noting that these three weapons here are metal and very, very pointy. Yeah, these things are incredible. They look like little prop replicas all shrunk down or something. They look amazing. Now, I'm going to have him holding these, obviously, because that's the weapon I think of when I think of Riddick. But, yeah, like I said, they're very heavy, very shiny, and very metal, and they are awesome. Now, these right here are handcuffs. Now, if you look there, it's got a little hole there, because over here with the the hand pegs, you can put the little piece in the middle there so it's handcuffed, so he's all braced together. Then here's the knife that he got from pulling out of that other guy's back, and he, you know, you get to keep what you kill, and he got to keep the knife. And he got a sheath somewhere along the line. I don't know where he got that. But anyways, that's pretty cool indeed. Now, that one's not metal at all. Neither are the handcuffs. I really wish the handcuffs would have been metal, just for the weight of them, but it's no big deal. Who cares? They look amazing. I'm blown away that these are metal. Over here, you'll see his goggles, which have real lenses, I might add. That is so awesome. And then, like I said, the pegs and the other piece of the handcuffs. And then over here, you've got some weapon-holding hands and some fisted hands. And that is awesome. Now, this figure really makes my day because, like I said, I've wanted a good Riddick figure for a long time, and this thing just looks incredible. So I say we waste no more time and look at him up close. What do you say? So, here we go with a super duper close-up, and look at the material on his shirt. That is so awesome. Working our way up to his chest, you can see the textured skin. Very cool. The painting on the skin, everything is perfect. Working our way up to his face, there's his mouth, looking very cool, and look at his eyes. And yes, Virginia, they are very shiny and reflective. They look amazing. You see veins in his forehead and stuff. So cool. I mean, they got this thing down perfectly. Because remember, this is an unlicensed figure. And yeah, it's not like they scanned Vin Diesel's head or anything. I mean, look at that. It's got all the little bumps and little holes and pores and stuff. That looks so cool, man. I mean, really. It doesn't get much better than that. I don't know how people can look at this and find fault with it. But I think it looks amazing. I think this thing looks incredible. Very cool indeed. And like I said, just look at all the little veins on his head. Now, some people have pointed out this little mold line across his head. It wasn't until just now that I noticed it, but I've seen videos and stuff where people pointed out, or photos or whatever. And yeah, is it there? Yeah, you can see it once you see it. I mean, I guess you can't unsee it, but hey, I don't care. Who cares, man? Doesn't bother me. I'm more fascinated by these little wrinkles on the back of his head. Hey, he shouldn't have those either, but he does, so who cares? But anyways, who knows? Maybe Vin Diesel has that mold line, and they were being more accurate. But no, I'm just kidding. Obviously, this figure looks amazing to me, and if you don't like it and that mold line makes you not like it, hey, whatever, more for me. But I think it looks cool, and like I said, as Vin Diesel figures go, especially Riddick figures, I've waited long enough, and I absolutely want it. Look at that! Check out the vein in his arm. Very cool. These things look like they're made out of leather, but they're not, I don't think. I think they're just plastic, but they sure do look like they're made out of leather. Very cool indeed. Working our way down here to his hands. Now, like I said, this is the bendy finger hand. And I absolutely love these art figure fingers. These art figure fingers, the articulated ones. They look really cool, because I used to have the Punisher knockoff, the one that looks like Thomas Jane, and I thought those hands were just amazing, and a lot of people, nitpick those too, but I think they're cool. But in working our way over here, you'll see his belt before you put the harness on. Over here, you'll see his other wrist thing. Very cool. You can see there he's got like a bowling glove on. But anyways, that looks pretty cool. Yeah, those hands look really good to me. I don't know. They just look pretty cool. Working our way down his pants, you'll see the design work on his pants. Very, very cool. I mean, they seem to have gotten a lot of this figure right, in my opinion. I mean, just the way his pants are. They could have just gave him some plain old, gray pants or something and said, there you go, it's your Riddick figure. But nope, they paid attention to detail, and it really shows. That looks awesome. Let's look at the side of his boots here. It's getting kind of dark, so I don't know if you'll be able to see it. It even looks like they're like Velcro straps or something. Very cool indeed. Now, looking at his goggles up close, you'll be able to see that there are lenses in there, and that is amazing. That is so cool. And these little knife things here are a work of art. I mean, these things look so cool, and like I said, they are very, very sharp and pointy, because look at that. Yes, you can poke yourself with those. So yeah, no kid should ever have this figure. Not that anybody would probably buy it for a kid, but I would if it was a Riddick fan. But yeah, this thing just looks amazing. But like I said, ouch, you can point yourself, you can poke yourself. And right here's the other one, the Keep What You Kill dagger. Very cool indeed. This one's not metal, like I said, but it doesn't matter. It looks awesome. Look at that. Looks like Geiger designed it. Very cool indeed. And here are his shackles, which Riddick always seems to get put into. No matter what movie he's in, they always put him in these things. So that's kind of cool that they included those. I think it'd be neat just to have these on there like little bracelets, without the stick or whatever in between. Then over here you'll see like his harness or whatever. There's the other buckle there, and it goes up to a tube right there. I'm assuming that's water or a breather. I'm assuming that's water from Chronicles of Riddick, because I don't think they had breathers. But yeah, that looks pretty awesome indeed. Now let's flip this over. Yeah, I'm assuming that's a water pack. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Or lemonade, because the straw does look like it turned yellow. But there you go. Very cool indeed. And I cannot wait to put this guy together. Now, in one of the reviews I saw for this figure, they said how hard it was to put these goggles on his head, because they said it is very, very tight, and they were afraid they'd scratch up the paint on his head. And man, oh man, are they right. You know, I wouldn't be taking these on and off because you could break them. So decide if you want them on his forehead, decide if you want them on his eyes. But pick one, and I would leave it there and hope it doesn't break, because it's pretty cool. It's not made out of rubber, it's made out of plastic. But man, it goes on tight. So just be very careful when putting it on, because you certainly don't want to, you know, scratch up the paint of his head. Or, you know, have the goggles break, because that would suck. Because without those, I mean, he couldn't see if the sun comes up. But anyways, that looks awesome. Now, I have to say that I absolutely love this Art Figures Judge Dredd, but I have to say, too, that this Riddick figure by Art Figures is just as cool. This thing looks amazing, and man, oh man, do I want to see these guys in a movie together. Even though they seriously were in the movie, you know, Chronicles of Riddick together. But yeah, as Judge Dredd, this time Carl Urban. Come on. Anyways, this figure just looks amazing. And as you can see, I dressed him up really quickly between cuts. And that is pretty cool. He was pretty easy to dress, obviously. You just put the harness on. I don't know if I did it right. I hope I did it right. And give him his hands that hold his weapons and hold his weapons there. Very cool. I didn't put the boot knife on, but I don't know if I would. And I haven't made up my mind if I want his goggles down or on his forehead. But I really, really like it a lot. This is amazing. So, after all these years, am I happy to finally have a Riddick figure? Yes! Am I happy that it looks this cool? Oh yeah, this looks amazing. Seriously, Art Figures, I love it. You did an awesome job. License or no license, it doesn't matter when we've got figures out there that exist like this, and man, oh man, am I happy with it. So, until next time, tune in for more reviews. Come on, felzbug, come on. Hey, felzbug, you're not afraid of the dark, are you?